the auger.
Well, here's your chance. You can get on YouTube and tell them that jack sucks are driving combine.
It's a little stupid.
Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of Fire Farming Organic. Today we are gonna sit in the tractor and drink a Mountain Dew and do absolutely nothing. I was joking. We're gonna be detailing, servicing, and just kind of getting some of the tractors winterized, get ready to put in the shed, just so they can be covered in bird poop when you get them back out in the spring. And along with a lot of cleaning that we're going to do today, I'm going to talk about what we use one of our John Deere 8RXs on, and why we thought that 8RXs, the new John Deere, 4-track tractors, would be beneficial enough or make it worthwhile buying a handful of them to run on the farm. That did not work very good, but we have it out. And I think since we did already 30 seconds of work, we can take a break. And I'll talk about what we use these tractors for. So first of all, towards the end of the last video, which was a day ago, 2 days ago, I showed you guys the window on this back tractor. This was used on the grain cart. And I believe this is a 340 John Deere 8RX. And yeah, what we use this for mostly, we'll start in the spring and then work our way through the year to fall. So last year we ran one of the 8RXs on a 45 foot, 50 foot, I don't know if it was a 60, air seeder for the oats, which you also saw in this video what those look like. So we ran one of the 8RXs on that, and I think it worked pretty good. I think Ben actually did a video while running it during oats. And then moving on to corn planting, we also used one of these tractors on that also. And it's not in this tractor, but there's a mount right there where the scale is for the grain cart, where we have our precision planting stuff and all that good stuff in that. You know what, I think it's in the tractor right in front of me. Yeah, I tried zooming in, but it didn't work. It's a little far away, and I'm not going to get out of the tractor and climb in that one because I don't have to. Anyway, we used one of these or two of them for corn planting, each on 24-row high-speed planters, John Deere ones. And then up in Lake Park, we didn't use any of these because we still used 16-row planters up there. So I think we had them both on T-tracks. Probably both 310s or 320. But anyway, moving on, after corn's done, then we immediately start tine weeding, and I'll do a video on one of those. Those are kind of cool. I also mentioned last video that my brother Jack, who you guys know, who's done a couple videos, sells those, or I think can order you one. But I guess if you've ordered one from him by now, you know. But anyway, we go to tine weeding. I don't think that we used any of these on tine weeders last fall or last spring. I think we wanted to get more hours on the T-tracks, the older tractors, before we started using those. But once we started rotary hoeing, which I think I showed you guys a video or two ago, those 60-foot rotary hoes, we used a couple of these on those, I believe. And then after that, we go to row crop cultivating, and believe it or not, we use these for that too. And usually we start cultivating, depends on when we plant corn, but I think beginning of June, depends how the corn comes along. I'm not super familiar with all the timelines, so maybe Jack will do a video and we'll kind of tell you guys how a normal year goes of when we start things. But we used quite a few. I think we probably had 3 or 2 in the field, not 24/7, but every day of the week that we could, either running row crop cultivators or rotary hoes. And that Hudson Bickler camera guided cultivator was on a John Deere 320, I believe, a T-track last spring. And I don't know if we'll put that on one of these or what we'll do with that this year. But so far we have spring planting. We used one last year, and I don't think we'll probably put one of the new 9RXs on that this year, both of the air seeders. But then for corn we'll use 2 of these, and then maybe tine weeding, I don't know for sure. Obviously rotary hoeing, and then row crop cultivating. And then after that we sit in the same tractor for about 3-4 weeks during the summer, sometimes more if you don't run a combine during oats. And you guys kind of saw last year how many videos, how spaced out they were doing the same thing. So we do a lot of row crop cultivating, obviously. And the reason we like these tractors, or the reason I like this tractor, these 8RXs for that, is that the cab is about, I want to say 3 feet higher up. When you're sitting in the chair, you're a lot higher up. The frame of this, I don't know, that tractor right there is not really an even comparison. But the T-tracks, the older ones, sit a lot lower in the cab, and these cabs are quite a bit higher up compared to the old ones. So I like that a lot because you can see, you know, the outside rows a lot better when you're row crop cultivating, which is a very big deal, because if you have something missing or it's not doing a good job, you can see it easier, and then you can go fix it. But that's a big reason why I like these more. Another thing with cultivating, which I've kind of grown used to, I guess, is the turning. Since we went to 24 row implements, the turn track's a lot nicer with the 8RX. A 16 row planter row crop cultivator, it makes that turn really sharp, and it's kind of hard to make it, you know, an even half circle. I can't think of what it's actually. We'll go with half circle. The T-tracks, I don't know, if you're used to them, they do turn quite a bit better, or it's just, I mean, it's less things turning. And I would say backing up into corners when you're planting or doing headlands, really anything in the summer, the T-tracks I think are still a little bit better than these. But this one doesn't have it. I'm actually hopping the next one and show you another benefit of these tractors, of what I like during the summer season, spring season, really any season when you're using these. I'll show you guys something that I really think is really beneficial. I don't know if you can see that cab doesn't look like it from the front. It doesn't look like it from the front, but it is definitely higher up. You can see this is a 8370R tractor. The cab's about even with the floor is about even with my, I don't know, jaw. And then coming over to the 8RX, the angle doesn't help me out really, but it's way above my head, the floor. So I had a solid 1.5 feet, give or take, probably closer to 2, because the seat is considerably higher up. But we're gonna hop in this 8RX, which definitely needs cleaned more than the other one. There's still power washing out there. It's been about, I think it's like 50 out today. So we've had a good week of good weather lately, good for power washing. But anyway, back to what I was saying, things I like about these tractors. This is actually one of the planter 8RXs, because it has this mount for your iPad with all the planting stuff on it. But this is what I really like about this tractor. So this one has the Command Pro joystick. So this is a new feature. I think they added in 2020, 2021. And it just, so there's no, it's not a power shift like that one is back there. This one is all controlled from here. You can see on the back side, kinda, that button I just clicked is how you click that down and either push it forward or backwards, and that's how you get it in gear. And the reason I really like it in cultivating is you can put all your hydraulics on these two, or you have your cruise, not cruise, but your RPM limiters and stuff like that. You have just a ton of buttons here on this back side too that you can preset things on the screen. Like if I wanted the 3-point mount ran with A, I can do that on the screen. So it's not a necessity, but it definitely makes a brain dead job a lot more brain dead, which when you do the same thing for 5-6 weeks in a row, you kind of want to make things easier for yourself. So that's a big feature that I really like on these 8RXs, and obviously that one back there did not have the Command Pro, and I think we only have 2 of them that have the Command Pro joystick. And I think I showed you in one of the videos, if you click it to the side that way or that way, you can have a preset miles per hour that it will go back up to. So like if you're cultivating, you can stop, put the 3-point down on the ground so it's, you know, ready to go. Then you just put it in gear, click it to the side, and you're going. So that's another really nice thing that I like about these tractors. And then moving on, we obviously have oats. Oat harvest is usually the middle of July to the end of July. Depends on the year, depends when we get in. All that good stuff, but lately, the past 2 years, we've gotten done the day before August, and we started the week after 4th of July. So about that beginning of July to the end of July, sometimes early August, we'll get pushed back to if it rains, if we have a lot of rain days. And this year, I don't believe we used any of these 8RXs on grain carts during oats. We tried to get more hours on the 310s and stuff like that, the T-tracks. So not a whole lot of use during, do not take that back, because after we harvest the oats, we obviously cut them, and then we bale, and we used one of these tractors on the baler. So we do use these during that season. I just don't run it very much. I think I ran the baler for 30 minutes this year. So I don't get a whole lot of time in there, and you obviously, if you're an avid viewer of the channel, you watch Jack do it. So we do use these during the kind of end of summer. Well, I guess here in Iowa, July and August are the hottest months usually. But anyway, we use those. We use one of these tractors in between kind of the end of oats to the beginning of corn harvest. So one of these tractors was going pretty much all year round this year on the farm, which was kind of cool to see. Anyway, moving on to fall. That tractor back there had the writings on the window for the grain cart, so I bet you can't guess what that means. It was on the grain cart this year, and it hauled around that new Kinsey grain cart. I can't think of the exact model or whatever, but I maybe put it right there. I probably won't, so I'm too lazy to do it. But anyway, we used one of those on the grain cart this year, or that one back there. And then towards the end, you guys saw a couple of weeks ago, we had to hook it up to a 10-bottom plow. One of the 8RXs up. So one of these 8RXs, out of all of them, was either in the field. Well, it was in the field. One of these tractors was in the field pretty much all year round, with maybe a week break in between fall harvest and baling, but not a whole lot of downtime for these tractors, and not a whole lot of issues. Well, you know what? There's a couple issues with if you look at the Instagram, you can see one of the tracks popped off, and sadly I was the guy that did that. But it was hauling around a big old Hinneker 24-row row crop cultivator, which is a pretty beefy piece of equipment. I'll show you guys that probably in a video where I go over the cultivators. But it slowly, over time, it got hot and it bubbled up the track, and then it finally just busted, and it wasn't a good day. It was the day before my birthday, and it wasn't a good night. But anyway, as I was saying more about this tractor, I really like it, and we really like it too. I know a couple of guys, not really around, a couple of guys that I know of are starting to get them, and we'll be running them in 2023. And I highly recommend them to anybody that wants or think they would get the worth, it's their money's worth for the tractor. If you don't do a whole lot of, I don't know, if you're not really in the field all that much, it's not really necessary. It's not going to make your farming operation 100% more efficient by any means, but it definitely has some. There's definitely some pros and cons, which I just listed. Though the weight is a big thing. If you're carrying really heavy equipment on the 3-point or really anything, you don't want to go over like 18 miles an hour, because those tracks aren't super beefy, especially with the narrow ones for the 30-inch rows for us. I'm sure if you put bigger tracks on, it'd be a little bit more, you know, be able to carry more weight. But with what we do, we need the narrow tracks. I don't know if they're 24-inch tracks probably, but that's what we use. We haven't had a whole lot of problems with them, just that one time. And as long as you keep it under 26, you should be fine. You should be fine. But that's kind of what we use all these tractors for. I probably won't show a whole lot more of me cleaning because that's kind of boring. Did a lot of talking in this video, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit. And what tractor, what implement do you guys want to see next? Because we got a lot of downtime. Not a whole lot. But I can definitely take a Saturday or a Sunday and go do a video. So whatever piece of equipment or whatever part of organic farming you guys want to hear about, make sure you comment either on this video or Instagram, and we will try to make that happen. At some point I'm going to try to go through, or throughout the course of the winter, I'm going to try to go through as much of the equipment that I can and try to explain what we use it for and why. I guess I probably didn't explain why we use this tractor in this video as much as I probably could have, but don't want to make it too long. A lot of talking. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and comment what you want to see next. And until then, catch you in the next one.